الله الرحمن الرحيم. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. This is episode number 22. We are carrying on to prove that the gold and silver has been created for human to be used as currency unit, as a medium of exchange. Because there is a lot of justice depend on the instrument of monetary unit or monetary currency unit. And that justice, human would never achieve it by themselves. That's why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, by His wisdom, created those two material. Within those two, He said how the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam will show how the Prophet used dealing with gold and silver and allow to use them as a currency, and nobody else can prohibit that, as it is happening today. And from the Quranic text, we gave in last episode about 5 or maybe more direct text to tell us this gold and silver is being made for you to use as a caliber of value, as a medium of exchange. This is have two ways. One thing, as inside human, we have the tendency, the instinct, the feeling, a zina toward gold and silver. And that will create a demand from everybody all time. Secondly, He gave gold and silver properties suited or to suit being as a currency unit. Then anybody going to argue? How he's going to argue against that? Those two things, the instinct and the property of the gold and silver, fulfill the function which human themselves see the importance of the currency unit to fulfill these functions. The whole human in one day agree to use gold and silver. That's not something light. That's proof something. In the West, they have two schools. School to use gold and silver as currency. Another school, was a banking school, is in favor of the fiduciary money. Why we try to bend all the rules to accept what is bad for us? I can't understand. Even the West, which feel up to, which I'm sorry to say, have accepted some of them. I introduced last episode Frederick Soddy, one of the most intellectual in his time. He discovered that fiduciary money is illusion. Why should we follow an illusion? Especially, we are in the losing part. When you have an illusion, somebody is winning, somebody is losing. We are in the losing part. Why? We love to be a loser. And this whole question we have to address to ourselves. Another issue, the reason for me saying that, there is a fatwa. I don't know in what benefit. I answered the fatwa in the book and give the names. I don't want to give names now. and how ridiculous it is. From the research point, from the conclusion, from everything, I answered the fatwa. There is a research, MSc research, in one of England university to say as well, the paper money, they say paper money, they say fiduciary money, whatever they say, it's an Islamic. How is all this distortion and injustice become Islamic? And here another thing, by the West standard, when we say production has rules, and you must be Russian for what you produce. You must be very careful and Russian for the using what is available to you, resources available to you. And we get somebody saying gold and silver is not that useful. We shouldn't really be aware of it. So good enough or fair enough. The most powerful companies in the world using too much resources, men resources, money, everything, to go everywhere in the world and dig in, disturbing the earth, and mining the gold, one of the most difficult operations. They lose men, human beings, they lose money, they lose resources, and produce this gold dust, purify it. They put it in a very brilliant way. They polish it. And where they do it? They put it inside the earth again, in the vault. You go everywhere in the world and look where is the gold, and use these huge operations, bring the gold, clean it, polish it, then put it back inside the earth and the vault. What is the reason for that? That's become irrational. This operation, for whom they say gold is not important, then what is the Russian behind this huge operation? By your standard, by your business sense, by your production sense. Why are you doing all this? The people who do that, and they told us this gold and silver is not as important, they know they are lying. They're telling in one way to make us give up what we are instinctively being naturally toward gold and silver. Gold and silver is not good. Don't look for it. But in the other way, they go and look for it and spend too much to get it from the earth, mining it. And at the end, you put it back in their world. But if you think about it, he's can't be without any reason. He knows it's very important. And he knows one day he's going to use it. but he prevent me to have it, and he have it all. Wouldn't that make you think? This itself, I call it the golden lie. That golden lie should not, we should not be fooled by it or fooled by it. We should go back to what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala God has told us. He gave us something nice to enjoy. Why we been denied it and given a very unjust alternative, an alternative he control, where we do not control. And there is a philosophy idea. When you exchange something for price, that price should have the same element of the good you buy. Any goods, apple, orange, has all the factor of production, and it has as well the divine factor. Gold has the same, has all the factor of production, because it's been created by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, has a divine factor. Then there is other factor or element considered. There is a fair deal. But if you give me a fiduciary fiat money, it doesn't have any divine factor, doesn't have any value. How can you allow something without any value, any factor of production, to be allowed to be exchanged for almost all things? Has all the factor of production, all and has divine factor. And this is to create the injustice which we are all suffering from. How are we going to correct that? It's not as difficult as people imagine. Say it's impossible. The whole world now using this ridiculous currency, the illusion. Give us an alternative. Tell us what to do. It's very simple. In 1971, Nixon has abolished the redemption rule. Get rid of that. Bring back gold standard. Why not? It's human decision. We made the system. Then at least now you go back, reverse what is the last wrong step, and start to walk in the right direction. Very simple. But it's need a will. Maybe need international will. Maybe it need an Islamic authority to follow the Quran and Sunnah, which we have no hope to have reasonable existence as a human being, as a Muslim nation in this world, unless we go back to the Quran and Sunnah. This is one thing. The other thing is say, you're going to carry again gold and silver in your pocket. I'm not saying that. I'm saying the currency unit. But you can't have, this is the currency unit I'm talking about. There is three things different. The currency unit, which is the monetary unit, and monetary system, and monetary policies. Three things. If you correct the currency unit, and we all agree with that, we can make a system. We can use the plastic. We can use any system. But the main currency has to have a value. And we have to legislate how can, at the end, nobody loses his value. And in Islamically, the unity currency is gold and silver. But you can add to it something exists, has a property more valuable than gold and something less value than silver. It's not a simple thing. Maybe it's easy to do when you have the will. Once you have your currency freedom to own gold and silver, to mint gold and silver, any authority in the world can reach a standard currency unit and can add within the system, monetary system, the plastic, the internet transaction, no currency which does not exist, petty coins and so on. That's all illegal. It's all fiduciary. It's all imaginary. It's all illusion. You have to have a physics. You have to be in harmony with the physical world. Then in the system, monetary system, you can have the unity, the currency unit, but you can use in the system plastic as credit card, debit card. You can have the bank, but not creating money out of nothing as a loan to the society. You change, you keep the institution. It's very important. But you change the way it operates by changing the essence of the system, which is the currency unit. As you can use the plastic and any other thing with the condition to be physically have a property. بالقياس, you say, comparing to gold and silver, you can have something more valuable in the intrinsic value than gold, or less than the value of silver within the monetary system. This is the only way to get the world out of the illusion, to prevent the vast loser which create the lot of the problem today. Again, when we find this illusion, money-wise, or any other phenomenon now in human life, we don't see it as unbalanced. No, the world imbalance. We are, as a human, out of balance. Because the only way to be in balance, to follow the divine rule. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, again, I'm never tired to repeat that, has created the whole thing to serve us. But in order to make best of what is being created to serve us, we have to serve what we've been created for as human beings, to serve God. And to serve God, that helps us to make the best use of what is being created for us. How to do that? To do or don't according to what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, according to the divine rules. These divine rules has been created for us to make the best use of the whole world is creating for us, and as well as to test us, because we are the only entity in this universe or in this world, human world, is have a choice. Then use your choice wisely in order to live, to have the best life in this life, and for the life you meant to have is the hereafter in Jannah, inshallah. See you in the next episode, inshallah. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.